Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Doing a little bit of early morning shopping on a Sunday here. Coming out of Walmart, got to go over to the Pig, get some refreshments and whatnot for the Packer game today. So I thought I'd just do a quick Packer video here. I told you to send me some stuff. So that's what we're going to do. So I got a couple of questions on the Packer defense. One being about Blake Martinez and the fact that what should the Packers do with him? And, the way I feel about Blake Martinez is the way I felt about a couple other players recently for the Packers that can get some good numbers, but they don't really make impact plays. I think that Clay Matthews in the last 4 or 5 years was in that category. You'd look at the end of the season, he'd have pretty good stats. He'd have, everything was pretty good. There's the Pig. Got to go to the Pig. Matthews would have good stats, okay? And it wouldn't really impact games, though. You look at the end of the season, okay, he's got 10 and a half sacks, but you look back and you say, well, how many games did he really affect? How did he make things better for the Packer defense? And because there's a big difference between getting sacks or making plays and getting impact sacks and impact plays. There's a big difference between a sack on first down in the first quarter of a game and a sack on 3rd and 1 in the fourth quarter when there's 3 minutes left and you're up by 3. When you make plays, it makes a huge difference, and I feel like that's the case with Martinez. All right, he gathers up a ton of tackles, some missed tackles as well, but he gets a lot of tackles, but it doesn't really end up amounting to much because they're not making an impact on the game. I thought Mike Daniels was similar in that way too, where, okay, you look at a game or you look at a season, you go back and you say, okay, well, Daniels had pretty good stats here, but how much of an impact did he actually make on games? And I didn't think it was very much. I thought he impacted games maybe once every 8 or 9 games, and that was about it. What do the Packers have to do to fix that defense, the run defense especially? I mean, obviously it's too late to make trades now. You can't do that. And I still say that it's easier to fix a bad run defense than it is to fix a bad pass defense. And I think the Packers kind of did that in 2010. Remember when they went out and late in the season they signed Howard Green, big fat guy to put on the defensive line? He made a huge impact for them. He was just sitting there as a free agent basically all season. And then the Packers go ahead and they pick him up right at towards the end of that season, and he helped the Packers in a big way go on that run to win the Super Bowl. So things can be done yet. There are guys out there that just have to be found. I think that could come in and help the Packer defense. I'm at the Pig right now. I don't have anyone off the top of my head for you, but I think that they would be able to find somebody who they could plug in on the defense. I think the problems on the D can be fixed. And think about it. I know a lot of people got pissed off at me this week. I did check my mentions one time this whole week, and I know people were angry at me because I'm very, very stupid because I'm disappointed in the job that Mike Pettine has done, considering he's in his second year and all the resources that have been pulled in there. He had 2 first-round draft picks this year. He had first-round draft picks last year. I think the year before that. He has the Smith brothers brought in, who he requested, and he has Amos signed for him. He's got every damn resource. His defense should not be playing the way that it is. And he said, way out, but they're keeping guys out of the end zone. And the red zone defense is good. Really? Really? Were you watching that game last week? Was their red zone defense good? Did they keep the Chargers out of the end zone? I don't think so. Look how many points the Chargers put up. Yeah, sure, they got 3, 6, 9 points first 3 times down. And then the old bend but don't break defense, which that entire thing too, folks, that is a farce. They don't play a bend but don't break defense. Remember the Tampa 2? That was a bend but don't break defense by design. You can't just take a defense that's playing poorly and say, well, this is a bend but don't break defense. No, that's just another way to say that's a nice way of saying they're a bad defense. But I'm a Packer fan and I don't want to say bad things about my team and I don't want it to sound bad, so we're going to call it bend but don't break. So anyway, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think, Capers has been, or not Capers, Pettine has been, I think, the single biggest disappointment on the team this year. If I had to pinpoint one person, it sure as hell isn't LaFleur, who's 7-2. It's not Rodgers, who's looked good for the most part. It's not Aaron Jones. It's not anyone really from the offense. It's not any one specific player on defense that you're disappointed in. It has to be Pettine. How are you not most disappointed with him? I didn't even say he was bad. I just said he's most disappointing. But I still think he's a good coach. I'm not saying he should be fired. Not reactionary. We're not overreacting here. No, but really, I think it's possible that the defense can get turned around because there is talent on that side. Alexander, King, the secondary of the Tramon Williams, good old veteran, I think. There's talent there, but I mean, for goodness sakes, you got to be within the zip code of the person who's catching the ball so you can make a stop. And the missed tackles have to get cleaned up too. And the defense just has a lot of problems right now, but I think it can get fixed. Offensively for the Packers today, and then I got to go because I got to go into the pig and get my stuff. Offensively, I really hope this is a bounce back week. I hope last week was a big wake up call for the Packer offense. I was worried about Devontae Adams coming back and how that was going to affect the offense. I know he's good. There's no person in their right mind who would not want Adams back to add to what the offense was doing in his absence. I was just worried, and I said it the week prior. I said, I know Adams is good. I'm worried about him coming back. I'm just worried that it's going to disrupt the flow of the offense. And lo and behold, what happened? For some reason unknown to man, Rodgers decided that he was going to zone in on him. And they essentially forgot about Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and some of the other guys that they used in a creative way on the offense. And they didn't use them the way that they had been. And so, I mean, to me, it's not, oh gosh, we have to really be creative and find an innovative way to integrate Adams back into the offense. No, you plug and play. You keep doing exactly what you were doing in Adams' absence, and you plug him into the number one receiver spot and you play. You don't change anything. You put him into the lineup and you play. And that's all that there is to it. And I hope that that's what they do today. If they do that, I'm guaranteeing you, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to have success, okay? They will have success. So, anyway, I gotta go. So we're going into the pig.